Perfect. Great. Welcome to the ongoing interview series that we've named The Orbit. Today I'm interviewing Jordan Clark, and I'm very excited about this. Can you tell me just a little bit about yourself?
So I am a self-employed, illustrator. I have an online shop where I sell stickers and art, and I do YouTube. So I create content online and sell art.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from originally, and how did you get here?
I'm from Alabama. I'm
Okay.
just from around the southeast. Moved around a bit while I was growing up.
Okay.
And then I moved here last year just on a whim because I have always wanted to live in Seattle.
Nice.
So.
Why Seattle?
I don't know. I've just always felt drawn to this area. I love the outdoors. I love hiking and camping. So, of course, that's a big perk of living here in Seattle.
That's why people move here.
Yeah.
For the proximity to the outdoors.
Yeah. And then just the big city. I like the people here. I just like the vibe of the city.
Yeah. It's a good vibe. I think it's awake, which is what I look for.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing your online art creation?
I don't exactly know. So I started doing YouTube full time in 2017, and I started, my shop kind of picked up at the end of 2017, early 2018. So I think I've been self-employed for almost 2 years now.
Wow.
A year and a half.
How's that been?
It's been great and stressful.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's been wonderful. I always knew that I wanted to be self-employed. I have just, anytime anyone asked me what I wanted to do in college or even growing up as a kid, I told them I wanted to have my own business and wanted to do something like working for myself. So I just never knew that I would get to do it so soon.
Wow. Why did you want to work for yourself? Why did you want to run your own business?
Part of it is I don't like having a boss. I don't like somebody telling me what to do. I like deciding what's going to happen, what my life is going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the main part of it. And then I've always loved doing creative things like art, and I like doing that for myself and not for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's why.
Were you working a day job before you went full time?
No, I was actually living at home. I had just graduated college, and I moved back in with my parents to kind of figure things out. And my plan was to find jobs to apply for and look around and just figure my life out. And meanwhile, I started really focusing on YouTube because I knew that could be an opportunity for me to build an audience. Mm-hmm. And get my work out there. And then from that I started working on my shop, and then that kind of took off after a few months, and I never ended up applying for any jobs.
Right. Cool.
And it just
that's a seamless transition.
It was very seamless.
What did you study in college?
Studio art and entrepreneurship.
Wow. So it's like
perfect.
You knew.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you use what you learned in school pretty often?
Yes and no. I think the art degree helped a lot. It didn't, for the most part with art, I feel like you're teaching yourself. You don't need to go to school for that. Mm-hmm. I definitely think the experience of being in art classes helped me a lot and just helped me to see what else is out there, other types of art, other people, what everyone else is doing. And then with business school, that didn't really help at all.
Right, yeah.
It was pretty useless, at least at my school. Maybe the program just wasn't that good. I think the best thing I got out of that was learning how to give a business presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I did not come out of that knowing how to start my own business
with a plan.
At all. Yeah, but I think that's normal. With entrepreneurship, you just kind of figure it out as you go. There's no handbook.
Right. I often say that it's like building a car as it's moving.
Yeah.
Because that's what it feels
It kind of
like.
feels like that, yeah.
Yeah. That's really exciting. It seems like it's been successful. What would you say is the most successful part of your business?
It goes back and forth. So for a while, YouTube was like that had grown so fast, and that was the most successful part, I think. And then I kind of switched focus to my shop, and I grew that to be pretty successful. And it just goes back and forth depending on how much energy I put into which one. So like lately, I feel like I've been putting more energy into my shop than YouTube. So that's kind of like my main thing right now.
Got it. And you're also doing Patreon
yes,
as well.
Patreon as well. And that has also grown exponentially the last few months. So yeah, it's just I'm balancing all of those things, and I can't put all of my energy into all of them. So sometimes one falls behind as I'm working on the other one.
Seems like you're doing a lot.
Yeah.
That, like, out of curiosity, what do you spend most of your time doing? Like maybe on a day basis or even a weekly basis?
Like I said, it always changes. Recently, it's been my shop, so I'm working on new designs, working on creating marketing material to post on Instagram, or creating listings for my shop, like doing the back end things for my website. That has been most of my time lately, and then Patreon as well. That's something that's I'm kind of always working on, so creating content for Patreon. But then when I switched to doing YouTube more, like 1 week, then that's all like filming and editing, and yeah.
You said like the first channel to get successful was YouTube, and like why do you think it became successful, and like how many subscribers do you have to start?
I think I have 375,000.
That's amazing.
It is. Sometimes, like at this point, I don't know. It's just a kind of a number.
It is kind of a number, but like in comparison.
Yeah.
Like
if I sit down and think about it,
that's
like crazy.
That's over 250,000 people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
it
nuts. So how did you get there?
I have no idea.
That's what so many people that I've talked about, they gain following, they're like, I have no idea what this is.
I feel like part of it might have just been me getting lucky. Like that's a big feeling I have. Maybe imposter syndrome. Like I always have this underlying feeling that I just got lucky and that I don't actually have talent.
I can tell you off the bat that is completely false.
Thank you.
You definitely have talent.
I know one thing that did kickstart my channel was a video I made, kind of went viral. So that grew my subscribers.
What was your viral video?
It was a video, I think it was titled 10 Ways to Fill Your Notebooks. It was just ideas of how, like things to write in a notebook. And it's crazy that that's the one that went viral.
Right, and you got how many views on that?
When I first posted it, it was like a normal video. It didn't get that many because at the time I think I only had a couple thousand subscribers. But then I think YouTube had put it on
featured or something.
Yeah, something, and people started watching it, and within like a month or two, it had 1 million views. So it's not like a viral video where it went viral overnight, but a lot of views within a short amount of time.
And why do you think people liked it or were drawn to it?
I really don't know. I don't know if it's just because it had the right like keywords or tags that made YouTube want to promote that, like their algorithm, because I really don't feel like that has anything like revolutionary in the video. And it's
why did you make the video?
I don't know.
Yeah.
At the time that was when I was living at home and just kind of doing this for fun. And it was not one of my best videos. Like most of my other videos, I put a lot of time and effort in, and this one I remember that day I just wanted to film something and I had no ideas. I usually film DIY tutorials or art things. And I had no ideas for what I wanted to film that day, but I had my stack of notebooks in the corner and I figured, why not show these to people. So yeah.
Yeah, that does feel incredibly lucky
Mm-hmm.
at a certain point, but
Yeah.
luck. I think it's a Louis Pasteur quote:
Mm-hmm.
is "Fortune favors the prepared mind."
Mm-hmm.
And you had the skill,
Yeah.
and also the production quality of your videos is pretty darn good.
Thank you.
I think it lends itself well to if someone was searching in
Mm-hmm.
like how to fill their notebook, you're the obvious
Mm-hmm.
like first click.
Yeah.
So from there, did it just snowball, or?
Yeah, so from that video, I started getting a ton of subscribers, and then YouTube had featured me as their creator on their Rise, I think that's what it's
Mm-hmm.
called, which is on their trending page. So that also got me a lot of subscribers all at once. And then when you grow subscribers, companies start reaching out to you like for sponsorships.
Right, and then it just.
And then and then I realized like
going.
that could be a thing I could do to make money.
Do you think that your trajectory
Mhm.
towards being self-employed is something that other people could replicate?
Yes and no. Like I said, to some degree I feel like I just got lucky.
Mhm.
Like you can't count on having a viral video.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also think like if you're putting a lot of your time and energy into something and making something that's valuable for other people, like that they'll get something out of,
Mm-hmm.
and doing that consistently, I think that this would be possible for anyone.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Who are some creators that you follow that you kind of are either in the same vein or inspire you?
There's so many people. So Fran Nerd, she's an illustrator.
Cheyenne loves Fran Nerd.
Cheyenne loves her.
Yeah.
She's great. She's a freelance illustrator, and I really like how she runs her business. And she's one of my big inspirations just for how she does everything.
What is she doing? How does she do it well?
She does slightly different things than me. Like I do
Mhm.
more of YouTube in my shop, and I think she does more freelance work. But she does Patreon and she just has like figured out the best way to do Patreon, and is really successful doing that. She also makes YouTube videos, and from an outsider's perspective, I just feel like she's balancing everything.
Right. I know her comics are pretty sad though. And
Yeah.
she's like, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what I'm doing.
I know. So I think that's the same with everyone. Like people looking at me probably think I
That
have
you
it all
know what
together,
you're doing.
and I
Yeah.
completely don't feel like that. Yeah.
And I think, I'm blown away because looking at your feed, I definitely get that idea that, oh, Jordan knows exactly what she's doing. And like, it almost doesn't align in my brain when I just hear from Jaren or Cheyenne that like, you're overwhelmed
Yes.
because it doesn't translate.
Mhm.
How do you manage to keep this illusion?
I don't know exactly. I don't really post about
Mhm.
like super personal things. So if I
Mhm.
am overwhelmed or stressed, I don't often like make an Instagram post
Right.
talking about that,
Right.
which is good and bad. And I don't know. I guess I keep making things consistently and putting them out there, and people think
Yeah,
it's
and
like
then
it's just
it just
easy.
feels right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Who is your customer? Who's your viewer, or the people that you connect with?
So my general audience, I think, is like people around my age who want to be creative but don't necessarily feel like they can or have like the ideas. Like they know they can make art, but they just don't know where to start. And that's kind of like who I was making videos for on YouTube, was trying to inspire the people who want to be creative but are a little bit scared for some reason. And then my customer, like the people who buy from my shop, I think are just like fans, super fans,
Mhm.
who want to support me or who just like stickers.
Right. How old are you?
I'm 23.
It's amazing. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That I feel incredibly lucky because I'm meeting a lot of people who are in their early 20s
Mm-hmm.
who are running self-run businesses.
Yeah.
This to me seems something that was not possible
Yeah.
at this scale before.
I don't think it was. Because of the internet, it's made like so many new jobs. I couldn't have imagined doing this like 10 years ago. Like as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
thinking about my dream job, this wasn't even like a possibility. So it's amazing what is available now just because of the internet.
What ideally, just because you have so much going on,
Mm-hmm.
what ideally would you be doing if you were to do work that you feel like you're good at and also like makes sense for your skill set?
That's hard.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know like what my best skill set is.
Mm-hmm.
I like graphic design and illustration a lot, but I don't know. And I like film, like I like making videos, I like photography. I think I would just be doing the same sort of thing that I'm doing now. I don't exactly know.
Yeah, because you're doing a lot.
Yeah.
It's like usually for a business like this, you'd have like a marketing department
Mm-hmm.
and then an accounting department
Yeah.
and then the creative department.
Yeah.
And you're one person serving 250,000 people
Yeah.
alone.
That it is stressful at times, but it's also kind of fun, like being able to switch
Yeah.
back and forth. Because I don't think I would enjoy just doing the same thing every day. And
Right.
I kind of like one day being able to make videos, another day building something for my website, and another day designing something new. Like that's fun. I think the not fun part is the figuring out finances or
Mm-hmm.
keeping track of numbers and business things that I don't
Right.
completely understand.
Because when you're dealing with as many people as you are,
Mhm.
it's probably some intense math.
Yeah.
As far as just like, I know with freelancers, it's so hard to balance like personal life and professional
Yes.
life. What's that like for you?
I feel like it's hard for me to stop working some
Mhm.
days just because I don't go to a job and then come home and like I'm done with my work. I feel like I always have a to-do list in my mind of things that need to be done. So like whenever I do just sit back and relax, and I'm reminded of all the things that I could be doing instead of relaxing. So it is difficult. I feel like it just depends on the week. Like some weeks I'm feeling really good and like everything is balanced and I'm happy with everything, and then some weeks I'm just overworking myself and it's difficult.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This gets into like logistics, and you may not even know the right answer.
Yeah.
But do you think there's a correct way for expanding your business?
I don't think there's one correct way.
Yeah. And I don't mean by like audience.
Okay.
Would you hire anyone ever?
Yes.
Or like seek help? Or like
For sure.
sell out? I don't know.
I would love to have people working for me or with me, just helping
Mhm.
me do certain things. Like the things that get really repetitive is what I would like to have somebody help me with, because for example, for Patreon, one of my reward tiers is making pen pal letters.
Mm.
And I love doing that. Like making one is super fun, designing that and writing the letter and all that. But then when I have to make dozens, that's when it's not that fun. And I would love to have somebody help me do that, or like pack orders for my shop, just things like that. I like the designing of the packaging, but I don't want to do hundreds every week.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, when I would hire somebody, or hire somebody to help me figure out business stuff.
Right. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to your content a little
Mhm.
bit, just because I am a stranger to your corner of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I never seek this stuff out.
Yeah.
But how long are your videos, typically?
They're typically 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. That's approachable.
Yeah.
Talking to, like, one of my housemates
Mm-hmm.
just consumes Plan With Me videos.
Mhm.
Have you ever done these?
Yes,
Okay.
when I was first starting to really focus on my YouTube channel, I did a lot of those because I had also opened my shop and I was making planner stickers. You're probably not in this world either, but there still is a huge craze for planner stickers specifically. So that's how I first had the inspiration to do all this was I just thought I can make planner stickers, I can sell them, I can make videos showing them. So that's what I did. I would make videos showing how I used my own stickers to kind of get people to notice my shop.
So people love planner stickers.
Yeah.
And they like making these planners.
Yes.
And that's a huge portion of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
My housemate, I was asking her, I was like, what do you do? She's like, I watch a lot of Plan With Me videos. And quite honestly, the longer they are, the better.
Yeah.
And that's nuts to me
Mm-hmm.
because I am the kind of person who, if it's more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds,
Yeah.
I'm a wary. So, tell me more about this community or this fandom, and what is it that they like and want?
I think what it is people want to feel productive and organized and they have everything together, and planning helps them do that.
It does, 100%.
Yeah.
It's not even an illusion. I think some people think that over planning is procrastinating, but having a plan helps so much.
It does, to some degree though.
Yeah, right, you can overdo it.
Yeah. Not saying that these people are, but I think that's what they like, is just feeling organized and productive, and that's what having a planner does for them.
Yeah. And so, with you doing DIY art tutorials, what need do you, so it's kind of like hand-holding, helping people start somewhere when they don't really know where to go. Which I find is interesting because it kind of taps into your overwhelm.
Yeah.
Thing. Because your customer probably feels overwhelmed.
Yeah, and I recognize that. I feel like my DIY videos just help them to start somewhere with art.
Jaren was telling me that you were going to attend a conference with one of the podcasters, is it the Creative Pep Talk or no? What's her name?
I don't know.
Doesn't sound like me.
I don't know.
There is this podcaster who talks about freelancing, or maybe it's video.
Oh,
Brooke Castillo.
Yeah.
Do you listen to Brooke Castillo?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you find that helpful?
Very helpful.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know anything about Brooke Castillo.
Okay, so
can you tell me
yeah.
what her deal is?
I think you would like her a lot, so maybe you should check her out. But
Right.
she's a life coach, which I know a lot of people either they don't know anything about it, or they're like, well, why do you need a life coach?
Right.
But she's built her business off of life coaching, and she now has a multi-million-dollar business teaching people how to be a life coach. That's one of her courses, and then she also has another one. It's called Self-Coaching Scholars, and it's just helping you essentially just coach yourself on whatever you need. She does weight loss coaching. She has how to feel better.
Right.
She teaches entrepreneurship, which is what I find really helpful, and just money things. So I love everything that she teaches. She has a podcast, and she just gives such good advice, and I feel like it's coming from a credible source because she has built her business from
Around
nothing
doing
to $1 million business, which is amazing.
Are you consuming this mainly through podcast?
Yes, so I started listening to her podcast, and then I've actually signed up for her Self-Coaching Scholars program.
Okay, cool.
Which is a monthly course. She coaches online, and she has books and homework that you do.
Do you talk to her personally?
No, she has so many people now that she doesn't do one-on-one coaching.
Okay.
She does have coaches working for her that you can talk to one-on-one, but she does kind of group coaching and then teaches her little mini courses and webinars and things like that.
Right. I find this really important.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the overwhelm that people face is potentially from just not having a mentor.
Yeah.
You just need I'm gonna stop this, a credible one. Part of me wishes, I know it's like probably outside of her wheelhouse, but it's like Fran Nerd should be sharing her information with other like illustrators like you and Cheyenne.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, because it seems like Brooke Castillo is doing a very general approach, which is super helpful, but I would love to have like a successful illustrator catered directly to you and Cheyenne and other people.
I would love that too. And I've thought about like doing that myself eventually. Like I could help other people figure out how to do this full time, like art stuff.
Which is the dream.
Yeah.
And I think I'm on the same board as that's what I want for like our peers.
Yeah.
Is some people, like I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts by Joey Ito, and he was talking with his sister about how some people are corporate learners and some people are interest-driven learners. And the corporate learners tend to work really well to the top of like a large system, and interest-driven learners, which I think you and I fall into the category, are kind of self-directed.
Yeah.
And previously, interest-driven learners were muscled out of the system. And now we have this really exciting opportunity to not, to be like, we have these channels. So to conclude, what do you think is the best way for people to start getting their foot in the door for working for themselves?
Just start making stuff and put it out there.
Okay.
Do it consistently. Whatever it is, that's your thing, whether it's making YouTube videos or painting or whatever. I think just being consistent and putting it out for the world to see is the first thing you have to do.
I agree, and that's a common thread that I've heard.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest mistake people make when going at that route?
I think stopping too soon or getting discouraged in the beginning when...
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I still feel like I'm in that stage, like just pushing through and not getting discouraged when things aren't going exactly as planned in the beginning.
This is like another question, just kind of realistically, out of like 100 people that try to do your path, how many do you think would succeed?
That's difficult. I think it depends on how dedicated they are. Like if all 100 people are like trying their hardest and putting everything they have into it, I think all of them could be successful.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the only thing that it might take time, of course. Like it's not.
It has to be continuous learning.
Yeah. I think just the consistency, like consistently putting out work and doing things, is what is going to get you somewhere. Whether it takes a few weeks, months, years, whatever. I think it'll eventually happen.
Yeah. That's good for me to hear,
Yeah.
because from successful people to unsuccessful people across the board, everyone's discouraged.
Yeah, it's true.
Even when you're bringing in the money.
Yeah.
So I definitely, like, in talking to more and more creatives like yourself, hopefully bringing people together who are creative, like you've created a community, and kind of using that to stave off discouragement, I think is really important.
I think so too.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for talking with me.
Yeah, thanks for interviewing.
I know that, like, I would like to talk to you again.
Yeah.
Because these are all big questions that I'm sure that there's a lot more answers to.
Anytime.
Yeah, thanks again.
Yeah.
We're good.